is my real voice. Hello, and thank you all for 200 subscribers. It really means a lot to me, and I've done a lot of... God, how do I do this stuff? Shit. God, how to do this stuff again? I forgot, hold on. Alright, let's try this one more time. Alright, thank you all for 204 subscribers. Well, actually, I don't even know. But yeah, thank you all for 200 subscribers. It means a lot to me, and this is my first time using my voice, so I apologize if it sounds weird. But yeah, anyways, today for this video, I'm going to be doing a JJS moveset tutorial because some people have been asking me to do it, and so I thought I'd show it today. Alright, so before we start, I want to show you some key things before we actually start getting into the building thing. There's a few shortcuts that you can do, such as flying, which you can press N on the keyboard for, or if you want to go into build mode straight without having to use this stupid thing, you can just press M and then all your stuff is here. Alright, so I already have one of my saves, like one of my loads already saved with my moves and stuff over here. I used the old method before, so that's why I'm not using the not gates. But if you just if you're starting fresh, you want to start off with a part, add it. You can resize it to however you want. Just reset. Resize it however you want. I'll just do like this. I'll do this for example, and then most people do a not gate because that's like the newer method. But I've been doing this like moveset thing before the not gates were added, so I'm gonna show you guys the old way to do it. You're gonna grab a touch. Did I remove? No, this is a touch block. Did I remove it, or am I just blind? Oh yeah, here it is. So here's a touch block. Then you're gonna want to move it. You're gonna want to move it up here, and then you want to resize it so that it's bigger than the part itself. You can do it like this. And then after that, what you're going to do is you're gonna get a moveset block, and then you're gonna size it to however you want, but it has to be smaller than the touch block for it to work. So like you could do like this and it would work. And then once you're done, you can just place it in here, and then it should work. Here, we'll test it out. Actually, hold on. Let me remove my moves first. Yeah, let me just remove all my moves first. Yep. Yeah, we're back in the build mode. Oh, before you actually do anything else, something I forgot to show you guys before we move on to all the other stuff is if you want to like erase your moves. Again, the setup's easy. Make sure the IDs for the touch block and the erase block are the same. Erase block can be found over in the interaction section. I have all these moves at the bottom here to show you that it should work. Yep, right here, see it worked. It was a little bit difficult, but yeah. I'll show you all the other stuff now. The output ID for the touch block and the output and the input ID for the moveset block should be the same. So if you want to number your moves, like for example, Lapse Blue, if you want your first move, you set this to 1, and then you set this to 1, and then after that you go in here. You can add the name if you want. When this is just white, that means a name has been added, but we're not going to add a name. Now, as you can see, the move's clearly down here. And just so it works, I'll even do it. Yep, works perfectly. Alright, now we're gonna get a bit more complicated here and go into the actual moveset part. Alright, so in order to actually access the skill builder menu, you're gonna have to go into your moveset block, and then you can see the first two text up here is random and custom. Random just gives you a random move, but custom is what you actually want to do. Alright, now you see that we have 3 different tabs here. Skills, which is the actual skill itself, which is like a skill itself. and then anims or animations. This is how like your animation you want to be. So like if I wanted to use reversal red with like the here, let's do like the cleave, for example. Just do that, and then see that the animation plays along with the skill being used. First, if you want to actually make a move, you need to add a keyframe. These are the most important parts, as this is how you build your skill builder / skill. So if you want to immediately start to move up, you just place it here at 0. Now if you like want the startup to be longer or something, you can adjust that up to 9 seconds. But for the sake of this video, we're just gonna do 0 seconds. Alright, now this is probably the part where everyone's curious about. Here we have animations. Now typically I recommend selecting your actual skill first before doing an animation. So like let's say I wanted to use New Way, for example. And with the animation for New Way, I want to do like, let's look here. I want to do that startup for Shadow Swarm as the thing. I edit the moves and like the certain part I want. Like I want this part only, as it sees. See it here. And then over here is the speed, which you can edit how fast it is. So like if I want it to be a fast startup, I can do 1.3. And you can see it's faster. Loop just means we'll loop the animation, and personally I don't recommend this because this can ruin the look of your moves, so I personally don't recommend doing this. But yeah, I have this part of the move here, Shadow Swarm, and my actual skill's New Way. As you can see here, it should work like that. See, it played the Shadow Swarm animation and then the actual move itself. Oh yeah, and there's one more tab I forgot to mention here. Here it is the SFX or sound effects tag. You can add your own sound that from like the Roblox creator store, and then you can paste it in here. So like here I don't have an actual number in here right now, but if there was a number in here, then you would have you could edit the volume, and then you can edit like the speed of it. But anyways, you see here I have 2 keyframes, and I have these 2 here to show you the next part. And the next part is skills. Skills here has 3 different buttons: cancel last, release, and variance. Now cancel last, when it's white, that means it will cancel out that move. It will cancel out the move before it. But right now we have reversal red set to cancel last, and we have 2-fold kick here at the start. Now, if I am correct, this should cancel out 2-fold kick after the first kick, like that. Yes, it still plays like the 2 kick sounds, but it cancel out the move like that. You see? You see it there? Alright, but what if you want multiple keyframes in a skill to make it look cooler or more flashier? Well, here, you just go back to the skill builder. You can add multiple keyframes. It doesn't have to be just one. I already have 2 keyframes set up here. I have winking, which just, if you select a skill but no animation, it will just do the default animation that skill already has. So here I have winking with its regular animation. And then wing throw, I've selected wing throw for my skill, and then I have slicing exorcism for the actual animation itself. So now I had to do this take over and over again, but it should work this time. See right there, it works. It did the move, and yes, it's kind of looped a bit. Now, be careful because you can miss your moves, and then it will really mess up your actual move. See there, I like missed my move and then just made my animations really weird. See that? No, now I was bugged for a second. Yeah. Yeah, anyways, that's really it for this video. I hope this tutorial was as clear as it could be, and I'll see you guys next time.